vom Feld. Deswegen, wir mussten noch einen Moment warten, dass sie ganz gut, sollte natürlich jemand verletzen. Hier kommt der Steigerlied und darf gerne bitten, die Regie und den Mann der Technik, das Kickoff zu machen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ja, guck mal. Ja, da steht schön scheinbar verlegt. Hier ist der Steigerlied, so richtig. Glück auf! Der Steiger kommt, FVA-Platz. Haus raus, bitte!
Welcome to the Veltins Arena in Gelsenkirchen. This is the DFB Cup quarter-final. I'm Phil Bonny. Schalke will be spared another heavy dose of Robert Lewandowski today, but they still have Philippe Coutinho to contend with as Bayern Munich, the record champions of this competition, visit the Veltins Arena. Schalke have faced Bayern in the league twice already this season. They lost 3-0 here, 5-0 in Munich. Lewandowski accounted for 4 of those 8 goals, but he's out for around a month with a leg injury and will not play a part at the ground where he plundered a Bundesliga matchday 2 hat-trick. It's certainly welcome news for a Schalke side in dire need of a pick-me-up. The Royal Blues have only won twice in 2020 and are winless in 4 since beating Hertha Berlin 3-2 in extra time in the previous round. Draws with Paderborn and Mainz have been followed by heavy 5- and 3-0 defeats to Leipzig and Köln respectively, leaving big question marks around the Ruhr club's top 6 credentials. Going the distance in Germany's domestic cup, which they last lifted in 2011, could be a way into Europe for them, but the form books are stacked against them. On top of their ongoing malaise, the Royal Blues haven't beaten Bayern in their last 19 attempts. They've got a lot of players out as well, injured. That doesn't help. Bayern certainly without Lewandowski and Perisic. They're also without Hernandez. But they did put 6 past Hoffenheim at the weekend. Coutinho is in very fine form indeed. But the Schalke fans are still hoping this is how Schalke line up. And there's a few changes for David Wagner's side. He's gone to a back 5 this time. 5 changes, in fact, from that 3-0 loss against Köln last time out. Todibo comes in. Nastasic's knee keeps him in the starting lineup. Timo Becker, youngster, comes into the starting lineup. Kenny completes the back 5. Weston McKennie, along with Alessandro Schupf and Buyalev in the midfield. They changed all of their frontline players, Schalke. Rabbi Matondo, the Welshman, comes in, and Guido Burgstaller gets the start. Most notably, no Benito Raman, no Michel Gregoric, and no Ahmed Katucho or Amina Reed. This is the lineup for Bayern. Well, they've just got a couple of little tweaks to their side. Manuel Neuer, the former Schalke goalkeeper, in goal for them. Kimmich, Pavard, Alaba and Davies across the back. Tolisso, Goretzka and Thiago in the midfield. Gnabry, Muller and Coutinho. So Muller moving up into that central striker position. Joshua Zirkzee is on the bench. He grabbed another goal at the weekend against Hoffenheim, and he'll be looking to get another one today, should he come on. On paper, it looks a really tough ask for Schalke today. Somebody sitting alongside me knows just how tough these games can be. A former Bundesliga professional, Premier League as well, and pretty much a permanent sidekick for me a lot of the time. It's always great having you alongside. Stefan Freund, welcome back to one of your old workplaces.
For me too, Phil Bonny. What a legend you are already as a commentator. So it's great to be here at Schalke, and we all know cup games are special. And can't wait for that game. We all know Bayern Munich have to beat Schalke 8-0 today, but in cup games, everything is possible.
Well, this is what makes the cup so exciting. Elsewhere right now, Dusseldorf are locked with Saarbrücken, and you never know what's going to happen in a cup game. Well, if there are goals, there will be no penalties if there are enough of one side. That's the great thing about this. We will see a result tonight. All the indicators point to Bayern. They're in fabulous form. Leon Goretzka there, back at his old place of work as well, as is Manuel Neuer. But the cup is something very special.
Exactly, and let's come down to the tactical changes. Schalke are playing with a back 5 today. I think that's an important move, because at home against Bayern Munich, you have to keep first a clean sheet. And I think with a back 5, it's easier and possible. And then with 3 central midfielders, they're working together, and 2 strikers up front. So you have to find one of the strikers when you win the ball, and then you go forward. But don't go stupid forward. That's why Oshipka and Kenny will drop to a back 5, and that will make it difficult for Bayern Munich.
Schalke and Bayern meet for the 12th time in the DFB-Pokal, the German Football Association Cup. Only Kaiserslautern against Bremen and Gladbach against Schalke have also been played 12 times. Bayern have now faced Schalke more times than any other team in this competition, but it's a competition that Bayern feel they own. This is one of the things on their list of to-do at the start of the season. It's win the title, win the cup, and the Champions League if we can as well.
Yeah, and not only the cup, also the German Championship. So last season, Niko Kovac, the former coach, already won the double. So it will be the same for Hansi Flick, the new coach, win the cup. And I think today is even more special, because the winner is the favorite to go all the way.
Well, the way things are panning out, obviously Frankfurt still have to play Bremen as well tomorrow.
And Leverkusen against Union Berlin.
And Leverkusen against Union. But I mean, in a strange world, we could actually see Union Berlin take on Saarbrücken in the final.
Yeah, still possible, and that's the good news, and that's about the cup game. But I think today, if you think the last games in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich are on fire, 6-0. against Hoffenheim, and Schalke lost 3-0 at Köln. That we know now who's the favorite, and we know is everything to win for Schalke today, and that's the chance for an outsider.
Schalke and Bayern meet for the 8th time in the quarterfinals or later. More than any other matchup, Tobias Stieler, the referee, leads the two teams out onto the pitch to line up. A place in the semi-finals awaits one of these two sides today. A decimated Schalke, no Caligiuri, no Kabak, no Mascarell, no Sané, no Stambouli, no Miranda, no Sada. Bayern without Lewandowski, without Perisic, without Coman, without Niklas Zula. 19 times cup winners. They'll fancy their chances, but they always do. That's what makes Bayern Munich who they are. Now it has to be mentioned that the referee and his team will be under strict orders today. Should there be banners that are not sanctioned, should there be any racist chanting, should there be sexist or homophobic chanting, if you've missed what's been going on in German football recently, well, you've got a lot of catching up to do. Let's hope today that the football speaks for itself. The referee's assistants today, Christian Gittelmann on the left, Matthias Jollenbeck on the right, Guido Kleber, the fourth official, Tobias Welz is the video assistant referee, assisted by Raphael Folti. Hansi Flick takes his place, and Markus Schubert takes his. Alexander Nübel not in the starting lineup. The man going to Bayern at the end of the season. And had a bit of a howler against Köln. He's been dropped from the starting lineup by David Wagner. Always a hot potato when you've signed from one side to go and play for another, especially if the two sides meet head-on. Bayern will have the kickoff. We will see a result here, hopefully, over the next 90 minutes. If not, there'll be 2 periods of extra time, 15 minutes apiece, followed by a penalty shootout. Let's hope it doesn't go that far. An expectant hush falls over the Veltins Arena. Referee Tobias Stieler gets us underway. Bayern Munich, the record cup winners in their red, traditional strip kicking from right to left, celebrating 120 years of their club just recently. How sweet it would be to celebrate with another big win today. And the person who asks whether or not that's going to happen or not is alongside me today, former Bundesliga professional, Premier League professional Stefan Freund. Played his football at Schalke for some part, Dortmund as well, of course, plus a few others. How's it coming? How's it going to go today, Stefan?
Oh, the atmosphere is outstanding. It's great to be back here off Schalke. What a special stadium. The noise is outstanding. And of course, is the biggest game. Oh, look, first half a chance for Bayern Munich, sorry. But overall, can't wait for that 90 or maybe 120 minutes.
Well, they certainly started quick here again today. They started quick last weekend, just a few days ago against Hoffenheim, scoring 3 goals in under 15 minutes. And I can already tell you that there is a banner in the Schalke end, but I don't know what you feel about it, Stefan, but for me it's not, nobody is being unnecessarily insulted, but some people won't like it, and it's disappearing almost as quickly as it appears. But now back to the football. Alaba, little shove on Kimmich. Goretzka Goretzka went down. Guido Burgstaller didn't have the speeds to reel that ball in, and there are some players with some speed down there.
Of course, and one tactical change from my side straight away, my mistake, is a 5-4-1. Matondo's playing as a right midfielder in the midfield 4, and only Burgstaller's up front. So solid, strong, and of course double over the wings against the attacking players from Bayern Munich.
Well, they must have talked about this game beforehand, Stefan. They know that they've got a lot of players out injured, but David Wagner will have a game plan.
Yeah, no question. That's why Matondo's in on the ball at the moment. Is quick, technical good. And if you win the ball, you have to find Burgstaller or, of course, Matondo, because both will go always forward. And in the middle of a part, they're also really solid. A 5-4-1 gives you the opportunity to have 5 central players there defending.
They're trying to block Bayern out of the game. Rabbi Matondo in his first cup game since joining from Manchester City. Well, the first cup game, I beg your pardon, ever was against Dusseldorf last term. It's his first one this season, I beg your pardon. Can't read my own writing. That happens. Serge Gnabry got on the end of that one really nicely. Flag was up though.
Yeah, and that's the match plan from Bayern Munich. Müller up front and Gnabry and maybe Davis on the left. Coutinho is coming inside maybe to create space for Davis. Pace coming over the wings.
Schalke without a win in, actually I think it's 20 competitive matches. I said 19 earlier on, but it's 19 in the Bundesliga and 1 in the DFB-Pokal. Losing 17 and drawing 3. They've scored just 8 goals in those games and failed to score in 12. I mean, we deal with these kind of statistics every week in, week out. Yeah. It's the sort of statistics that they're just waiting to be knocked out of the park. You never know with this cup. I know we've mentioned it about 3 times, so that's really what makes cup competition so special.
No, and it's your job, don't forget. The statistics are the truth. But the truth is also that when you play the game, that you can change something as a player, as a coach, and then sometimes we are surprised because the statistics sometimes get nothing.
Alessandro Schöpf knocks it forward. There was a little tangle there, but the referee allows play to continue. Guido Burgstaller knocks it across. Schalke with an early attack, looking forward, some room, shovels it towards the back post, and Manuel Neuer up really quickly to remonstrate with his defenders. How on earth was Alessandro Schöpf allowed so much room?
Yeah, and fantastic 1-2 in between Bujelab and Burgstaller, and then in the end Schöpf in a good shooting position, and that was tight.
Neuer was worried there.
Yeah.
Alessandro Schöpf, that would of course have been very, very sweet for him. He spent quite some time as a youth at Bayern. Never played for them, was there for 5 years in the youth setup. That would be a nice little stamp on his passport, just to remind them of what they missed out on. Schubert with a long ball. Well, Marcus Schubert in goal for Schalke today. He's been out with a bit of a knee injury, but he's preferred today to Alexander Nübel, who is on the bench. Must be difficult for Nübel with his move impending to Bayern.
Exactly, and he's struggling, but again, a great pass to Coutinho. Good runs from the attacking players, Bayern Munich behind Schalke's back 5. But one change, look, fantastic ball from Alaba. Oh, that was tight. I think no offside. And Coutinho tried to give Müller a layoff.
He's not the tallest of players, but he got his head to it.
Because it was a good timed run behind the defense.
Nastasic putting it out.
And one thing I have to change tactically from Bayern Munich, or the position. 4-2-3-1, but Kimmich is playing as a centre half, and Pavard keeps his right back position.
He does like that position. Kimmich likes to play a bit further up in the midfield, but I was thinking that maybe today we'd see Javi Martinez back in the starting lineup, but he's only on the bench today. There's some youngsters on there as well. Lars Lucas Mai, Oliver Batista Meyer, Joshua Zirkzee, of course, the 18-year-old Dutchman, Cuisance, Jan-Pieter Arp as well. But this is just the sort of game...
and I think why Martinez is not playing, because he gives you all the options in the defense and in the midfield position. Because I think he doesn't like to bring early in the game youngsters today.
But it is the sort of game that you can give some of your younger players some experience, especially if it goes well for Bayern in the first
yeah, but not before. Schalke,
not before.
Not before. Schalke is too strong at home, only 2 defeats in the Bundesliga, and it's a cup game. So if you don't perform on the highest level, Schalke has a chance here.
Well, Schalke have been knocked out by Bayern in the cup 9 times if they lose today. But at the moment, it's 0-0. So we're 8 minutes in, 0-0, still the score. It's quite important that they didn't let Bayern score too early today. Bayern do tend to sweep games away if they get an early goal.
Yeah, and of course it gives you a better feeling. You're in the game, you keep the clean sheet, good organized. Defense first, we can see it now again. 5-4-1, double up, Davis, he's running, he's losing the ball. So that's exactly what Schalke wants today.
Joe Kenny very fired up for this game. You saw there was no way that he was going to let Davis get past him.
Yeah.
David Wagner on the touchline. Nancy Flick with Hammond Gallant. Danny Hall looking very concentrated at the moment. Nice little go from Burgstaller, but he didn't really get hold of that one. Guido Burgstaller, a player who's suffering a bit of a goal drought. No goal in the last 18 games. If he got one today, that would be a fine way of ending it. Bayern trying to play the vertical ball straight through the centre. David Alaba. Alaba, another one of those players who's very versatile.
Can play so many positions, and he improved a lot as a centre half in the last few weeks. And don't forget, he's one of the best left fullbacks. But Davis improved a lot too. So
well, by the second, actually, if you watch him, very exciting player, as is Serge Gnabry, who gets the ball in, and that could have gone better for Bayern. Was strong stuff as well from Thiago, holding off the breakaway. Tolisso to Thiago. Trying to play that through for Muller. Still might get it there. Lovely backheader from Muller. And this time it was Jean-Claire Todibo that got the ball away.
And that was a good example why you have 3 centre-halves on the pitch. You have always a spare centre-half, or minimum sometimes 2, that can clear situations like that.
It was a nice build-up from Muller as well. Joe Kenny is endearing himself to the Schalke faithful with those challenges. McKennie, nice little bit of skill from him. He's only got one player to hit in the centre. He does that. Oh, that was a really difficult ball to get hold of. Burgstaller did really well to get anything on that.
Yeah, but McKennie before, 1 or against 2, against Todibo, against Alaba, and what a stretch from Burgstaller. difficult to be on target, but counter-attacking football from Schalke on the highest level.
Excellent effort. Really difficult for Burgstaller to get anything on that ball, any power, but by hitting it into the ground, it made it difficult for Neuer. And in the end, it was only the crossbar that stopped them scoring. Bayern lining up on the edge of the Schalke box, but the Schalke defence are not having any of that. There were blue shirts everywhere, blocking everything. Wide for Pavard, who's got some room. Muller couldn't bring it down totally. He was offside as well. But Bayern have been camping a lot at the moment. The last 3 or 4 minutes have been virtually permanently in Schalke's half.
They're looking dangerous, but they couldn't create any chance so far. Schalke already 2 for Schöpf and Burgstaller. So the match plan so far from Schalke works. It's difficult for Bayern Munich to create clear, good chances.
Kimmich. Muller just turns it really quickly in the direction of Gnabry, gets it to Tolisso. Tolisso goes over. They take the free kick quickly. This is where Bayern are really dangerous. Goretzka's pass almost intercepted. Muller in an offside position, so they can't play the ball into the box for him. Thiago to Davies. There's the man at the back, it's Pavard. First time ball towards the goal, and that gave Marcus Schubert a little nervous moment as well.
Not the best cross from Pavard. I think he tried to cross the ball.
Definitely. Well, if he'd have managed to hit that one, Stefan, there would have been a roar that you'd have been able to hear around the Ruhr district, wherever you were standing. 60, just over 60,000 people fit into this stadium, and it looks pretty much sold out to me.
For sure, sold out.
Fourth straight year that Schalke have reached the quarter-finals. Goretzka just wide of the upright. He didn't hit that one properly either.
But well played again. Oh, it's tight to be offside from Pavard. The layoff is outstanding. Goretzka's finish, very close.
Schubert wouldn't have had too much opportunity to keep that one out had that been aimed at the corner. Well, that's gone through very nicely indeed. Chase was on for Nassim Buyalab. Well, that's encouraging in this first quarter of an hour. Schalke are making opportunities. They're making things happen, and that's you need to do that, otherwise you're not going to score.
No question, work rate is on the highest level, and when they win the ball, they try to go forward, and they're not dropping deep as a team. I think they try to play midfield pressing with the back 5 and to be good organized. So if you win the ball, it's not too far away from your own goal to create a chance.
Alaba. He's perfecting that Mats Hummels dinked ball over the top of the back line.
That's why you can see,
yes,
and you can see the back 5 from Schalke is not dropping really deep to their own box. So there is space behind. And a good time pass behind the back 5 can be dangerous for Schalke.
trying to concentrate. Goretzka steps on the ball. Burgstaller, they're trying to run away with it. Schupf thought he was blocked, but the referee brings back play for a free kick anyway.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a foul.
Well, it's
going too easy down Burgstaller, I have to be honest.
Was there any contact? I don't think there was. I don't think there was. Although if the referee gives you a free kick against Bayern, you don't generally say no, do you really? Schupf, all on his own, have to clear it. He's given it straight back to Coutinho. Coutinho to Gnabry, and a good piece of solid defending from the youngster Timo Becker. Started for the very first time on match day 21 against Paderborn.
And physical presence, good.
Coutinho had his cross blocked and headed away only as far as Thiago. Plenty of Bayern pressure, but Matondo with it. Weston McKennie. There's some blue shirts coming forward now. The Royal Blues on the attack with Weston McKennie. Can he go all the way through? No, he can't. That one goes all the way back to Manuel Neuer in the end. Bayern have progressed in their last 32 DFB-Pokal away games. 3 times on penalties, it has to be said. 11 years ago was the last defeat on the road in this round against Leverkusen. Although that match was actually played in Dusseldorf due to the fact that Leverkusen's ground was being renovated. Rabbi Matondo bursts through. This is another good movement from Schalke. Matondo, chance for Burgstaller! Yeah! Flags up, flags up, flags up. He was offsides. He was offside. You were out of order.
I wasn't offside.
You were getting very excited there, Stefan.
Yeah, because I'm surprised how good Schalke start the game. And look at Matondo, the pace, the quality. He's going forward 1 against 1.
Just offside.
Yeah, it's half a yard, that's the truth. But can you imagine if Schalke goes 1 up? That's exactly what put Bayern Munich even more under pressure.
Matondo very much involved in that.
And don't forget, it's my former club.
Of course. In the last cup round, I was with Patrick against 2 of his old sides. He was very, very, very conflicted most of the time. He didn't know who to cheer for.
So he said nothing.
Sometimes.
No, but great game to watch, and all the supporters at home. That's what you want in a cup game. Up and down and both sides.
Well, there's no surprise that the video assistant referees have had a look at that one and said no case to answer. But that could have been the lead for Schalke.
And it was tight. I think 20, 30 centimeters.
But credit where it's due. Good call from Matthias Jollenbeck on this near side.
Yeah.
The ref's assistant spotted that one perfectly. Headed away by Becker. Fast ball from Tolisso. Gnabry, Pavard. Pavard came inside. That's Pavard's head. It's dropped nicely, saved well. Well, that was a good effort. Pavard, we know, can hit them from distance.
Yeah.
I'll forever remember that one he hit against Argentina.
And good for Schubert to have a save at the beginning of a game. Because don't forget, in Munich, in the league game, he struggled a lot. 2 individual mistakes. Then he lost his job as a goalkeeper for Nübel again a few weeks ago.
Pavard has not scored in this competition. David Wagner, who played Bayern once as a player, September 96 here. 1-1 it finished. Manuel Neuer waits for that one to come into his area before he picks it up. Tolisso, Pavard, Thiago. For Davis, and his first touch was just beautiful. Just makes it look so effortless. The ball changes direction as it hits his chest and drops right in his path to run on.
And that's why Bayern Munich is one of the best teams in Europe at the moment. In possession, technically, they're using always their attacking feet, so they're always going forward. Look at now!
Muller, that ball was drifting as well. He struck it with enough pace and with enough force.
Oh, good position, have to be on target. The ball came luckily to him. Oh, that was the one from Pavard.
Free kick for Schalke. That will allow them to push a few men forward. Much discussion with the referee from the Bayern players. Well, David Alaba was not too pleased at all and seemed quite upset, but the referee not about to change his opinion. Bastian Oczipka, who's never beaten Bayern in the Bundesliga. Oh, that's a good ball, and it just evaded a royal blue head. Shut back to his goalkeeper.
Very good ball from Oczipka. Dropped a little bit too high for Burgstaller, but he came close to touch that ball.
Well, we last sat here together on the first game of the second half of the season as the Rückrunde started. Schalke put in a marvellous performance in that game. Yes. The very next weekend they went away to Bayern and got beaten 5-0.
Yeah, and since then they don't playing well. So that win against Mönchengladbach gives them maybe a little bit too much confidence.
Maybe. Header away by Becker, then Matondo. Weston McKennie didn't really direct that anywhere. Davies, Tolisso. Burgstaller a little rustic with the challenge, but the referee allowed it. This time it's a foul, and this time it's a free kick in a dangerous position with the likes of Coutinho.
Yes, touching the ball first, but then on the right angle from Tolisso. Too much contact, free kick.
Twice this season, Bayern have scored from a direct free kick. Here's that effort again. It just didn't drop right, did it?
Yeah, and the ball came a little bit too high.
Burgstaller certainly making his presence felt at the top end for Schalke. Manuel Neuer is right up on the edge of the box. Wants to have a quick chat. There's some instructions that he's giving over to Kimmich, that he was talking to Hansi Flick, I think, earlier on. So what are they going to do here? Something from the Bayern training ground, perhaps?
Coutinho over the wall. Right corner from Schubert.
Or is he going to tuck it left?
Yeah, like Zidane in the past.
That's what he's tried to do, but he's only hit the wall. The follow-up also only hits the blue shirts. The Nordkurve is jumping and bumping and thumping as Schalke put in a good first nearly half an hour against the record cup winners. Bayern seem almost permanently camped in Schalke's half, but Schalke do break out, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, too many minutes under pressure against Bayern Munich at the moment. That will create automatically a chance for the German champion.
Alaba flicked on, flicked back. McKennie, Bergstaller, he's all on his own. And that's where it becomes energy sapping. Every time they think they could break, it's stopped. McKennie wants to take on Davies, but can't. Tolisso had his ball interrupted. Bergstaller. Or Chipka. Brought down by Pavard.
Yeah, there's the hand on Chipka's shoulder foul.
Well, Chipka once won the Youth Cup, the 2007-2008 season with Leverkusen. Jobbing professional, he's played for more than one club. Tondo gets in front of Davies. Good challenge from Thiago. Good challenge from Kenny as well. Joe Kenny's one of those former Premier League players. I think you're familiar with the style.
No question, and strong against Coutinho, and that's what you want from your defender. 50-50 challenge, go and win it.
There's only one way to go into a 50-50 challenge, and that's 100%. Kimmich looking for that run through the centre. Muller. They had to be alert, they had to be quick. And it's a corner to the visitors. That's gone all the way through. Goretzka didn't bounce like he wanted it. Thiago. That was a deflection, it'll be another corner. Schubert gives the ball back. Not a short corner this time, I don't think. Kimmich gives the signal, he stumped that nicely. All the way through, Thiago lines up a shot. Weston McKennie got his foot in the way. Becker as well. Their rearguard action so far has kept Bayern out over half an hour. Neuer out of his goal, getting the boos and whistles from the fans who used to idolise him. Football can be very fickle. We like it that way, though.
Yeah.
One minute you're a hero, the next minute you're a villain. Something for Bergstaller to chase, but I don't think he'll bother. Pavard's going to get there. He was indicating that he wanted the rest of his colleagues to push up a little bit.
Yeah, but they're pushing up a lot already. So if Pavard is pushing up and Davis, then you have 5 up front. Gnabry is tucking inside. Coutinho is tucking inside, not in the moment. Now he's on the left side. But then you have 5 strikers against the 5 defenders. So that's, I think, what Bayern tried to use 1-against-1 moments in the last line.
Gnabry pushed wider and wider and wider. He's going to have to turn around and go back the other way. Kimmich. Built up a good head of steam, but wasn't able to do anything with it because the centre of the park was just so densely packed with players. Gnabry. Kimmich. Alaba looking for that through ball, that vertical pass that'll unlock the Schalke defence. In the end, the clearance wasn't as... it wasn't necessarily that it had to be that frantic, actually. He had more time than he thought. Goretzka. Davies, this is dangerous. Schubert takes his time, takes the sting off the ball, takes the speed out of the game. Bergstaller again on his own. This might be the sort of game where they're going to need Gregoritsch to come on later on for Bergstaller. If he's just running up and down on his own, it's going to tire him out quite a lot.
Yeah, it is hard work for the striker on his own in the 5-4-1. But it's a part of the match plan. For Wagner is important that the midfield 4, the players from the wings, Matondo and Bourgelab, have to come back.
Nastasic got his back in the way. Two friends sat together, enjoying this game so far. We've got another 10 minutes in this half. Another corner for Bayern. Not seen too many corners in this game so far. That one swung in Goretzka's head. Offside flag is up.
Delivery's quality is there, yeah, and is offside from Toulouse, I think.
The Nordkurve bouncing again. Pavard got a challenge in. Chipka happy to let that one run out. That one very nearly found its target, which was Thomas Müller. That one's got a lot of air underneath it. Matondo couldn't keep the ball in. Pavard. How dearly Bayern would like to take the lead just before half-time. Can they do it? Muller, Nastasic. Gnabry's there to shepherd the ball back to Thiago. Well, there are a lot of Bayern possession in this first half. They've dominated. Oh. Good save from the keeper, and it needed to be. But you can see how desperate they are to keep Bayern out. They'll do anything. That one from Toddy Ball very nearly beating his own keeper. So they've been
but a good cross from Kimmich. Gnabry was walking behind.
Caused trouble.
So Todibo have to go to the ball. And if the delivery is good, like this one, he can make an own goal.
Well, they had a little bit of misfortune at one end and a little bit of fortune at the other. Although more down to the fact that Marcus Schubert made a fine save. Keeps the score at 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. It's Bayern with an amazing 85% possession in this game.
I'm not surprised. It's part of the match plan from Schalke too.
Kenny's not been allowing anything to get past him so far in this game on the near right flank from Schalke's perspective. Fifth corner of the game for Bayern. Headed away. Kimmich lines it up and scores. Not often that Joshua Kimmich scores, but when he does, they often have a lasting effect. And regardless of what the Schalke players are saying to the referee, that looks to me like the opening goal.
Good delivery from Coutinho. Yeah. Great finish, great skill from in between McKennie's legs. Schubert can't see the ball, can't react in the end.
Was that a foul from Tolisso on Burgstaller?
That's the question from Burgstaller to the referee. No, for me, not enough.
Not enough for the referee, not enough for Tobias Welz, the video assistant referee, either. So Bayern take the lead just when they wanted to. 40 minutes in. Kimmich's goal separates the two sides now. Last scored in February 2018. Away at Paderborn 11 cup games ago. Now Schalke are going to have to dig deep and find something. A goal down. That's it, it's all over. So they've got to come forward. Well, that, of course, will present opportunities to the team from Munich. As they surge forward. Kenny heads it back to McKennie. First quarter-final for David Wagner. To go to the break. Schalke have put up some feisty resistance in the first 39 minutes, but their defences were breached by Kimmich's shots. Schalke looking for a way out. They haven't found it. So at half-time, David Wagner will have to regroup with his Schalke players and see where they go from here. Because as it stands, Bayern are through to the semi-finals. Becker's header. Or Chipka on his own with two red shirts around him. Still finds a clearance. Oh, that was well taken by Goretzka, but he leant back and the ball sails over the crossbar. Something similar happened at the weekend against Hoffenheim. He had a good opportunity. Here we see the goal again. Kimmich striking it goal bound, and it came through two sets of legs despite a push. The referee allowing the goal to stand. As you heard Stefan Freund say, not quite enough on it for him to have been a foul. But can Schalke get an equaliser just before the end of this first half? They've certainly got a minute or so to do something, although that ball back was just an invitation to Coutinho. And Goretzka. Goretzka's been everywhere today, making runs out of the back. Muller tried the no-look pass, didn't come off. Ball bouncing a little awkwardly for David Alaba on the Schalke turf, but he still took care of business. There will be 1 minute of time added on, as you can see. Gnabry. Tolisso leaves it for Davies, tries a little drag back. Gnabry, can Bayern make it 2-0 before the end of the first half? They'll certainly try and do that if they can. Thiago saw the run from Pavard, couldn't get the ball to him quick enough to have it count. Referee Tobias Stieler brings the first half to an end. It could have been so different for Schalke, but after 45 minutes, it's Schalke 0, Bayern München 1. The scorer, Joshua Kimmich. Well taken goal. But we still have 45 minutes to go in this one. I hope you can join Stefan Freund and myself, Phil Bonney, for the second half of what could turn into one of the cup games of the season if Schalke can get just a single goal back. We'll have to wait and see. Bye for now.
freudig ausgeht. Und was mir wirklich wichtig ist, ich bestimme immer, wo es für mich lang geht. Oder nicht. Mit der neuen Counterattacks, der flexiblen Kriegsfüße, jetzt bei jedem Angebote vor Ort oder unter der Modell. Im Sieg am Boden zu Sport. Deine Liebe wird auch so gut gemacht. Fassung, Stimme, Verstand, alles hast du mir genommen. Nur um dir alles zu geben. Du Wahnsinniger bist kein Hobby. Du bist Fußball. Und wer das liebt, muss Einsatz zeigen. Das ist unser Spiel. Die Besten ganz spontan. Wenn dann jemand da ist, der mit und weiterdenkt, der tiefer nicht genug hat, der Aufsteiger ist.
Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. We're going to analyze this first half now with our expert Stefan Freund. Well, Schalke started off well into this match, but in the end it was just Bayern.
Exactly. 2 good chances. First 15 minutes they played really well. Schöpf had a chance, Burgstaller on the crossbar, but afterwards was only Bayern Munich. I think 85% possession, that's huge. And the goal came in the 40th minute, Kimmich after a corner, so overall it deserved 1-0 up for Bayern Munich.
But still, if we're looking forward, Schalke is still in the game.
Yeah, of course, and I think the match plan works really well. 5-4-1, even more defensive. Matondo's playing on the right side in the midfield 4. And that's why I think they're looking good organized. It's easier to defend. And soon if you win the ball, you have to find Burgstaller and to go forward. But he's on his own. That's why Bayern Munich has a lot of possession.
And as it was a big topic, like the goalkeeper change with Schalke, Markus Schubert, I think he's doing a good job, right? I like his attitude.
Yeah, and he's very confident. Don't forget that his last game was in Munich with 2 individual mistakes, and today he's doing really well, no mistakes, and looks strong.
Thank you so much, Stefan.
Pleasure.
And you guys enjoy the second half.
Ja, die Emotionen sind wichtig. Das war der Torschütze zum 1-0. Gerade hier mit den Profis waren. Schubert sicherlich auch eine Wertschätzung, eine Belohnung für ihn. Ja, das ist die Tabelle der U19-Bundesliga West. Schalke mit 35 Punkten auf Platz 6. Ja, wir sind jetzt eigentlich aus den letzten Jahren, dass sie zum Schluss mal ein bisschen über Haken gekommen sind und dann doch noch mal ein Spiel das ist der aktuelle Stand, zu das Spiel zu spielen. Und wir gehen kurz diese Musik. Wir machen nochmal die Informationen und dringende Bitte und Aufforderung von Sascha.
Hallo an die geilsten Fans der Welt. Ich wollte euch nochmal Danke sagen für die Unterstützung in den letzten Wochen. Wir brauchen euch, um unsere Ziele zu erreichen. Aber was wir nicht brauchen, ist, dass Gegenstände in den Spielen von unseren Fans auf den Platz geschmissen werden. Das müssen wir verhindern. Und sowas haben wir doch überhaupt nicht nötig. Stell dir mal vor, beim letzten Derby beim 4:2 wurde es sogar ermittelt und vielleicht wäre sogar das Spiel abgebrochen worden. Stellt euch das mal vor, es kann sein, dass Spiele abgebrochen werden oder uns die Punkte aberkannt werden und es wäre am Ende doch überhaupt nicht gut für uns. Deshalb, wir müssen zusammenhalten, Feuer und Sache, aber bitte keine Dinge auf die Plätze werfen, das ist uns ganz, ganz wichtig. Glück auf und eine erfolgreiche Saison. Euer Schalke.
Hello, welcome back to the Veltins Arena. 1-0 the score at half-time, but everything to play for still. We've got another 45 minutes. A Schalke side that have not been hiding from Bayern. They've been under pressure from Bayern, but they've had their chances. It could have been maybe even 2-1 at the break to the home side. They'll be buoyed up by that. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge in the crowd this evening, as he normally is. And so far he'll be happy because Bayern, whilst not panicking in any way, shape or form, have not had it all their own way this evening so far. but there's another 45 to go. Schalke, the home side, with the kickoff. Referee Tobias Stieler checks his watch. The second half gets underway. Schalke chasing the game. They're down a single goal. Scored off a corner by Joshua Kimmich. But they gave a good account of themselves in the first 45 minutes. And they will need to do the same in the second. If you're just joining us after the kickoff of the second half, I'm not alone today. I've got former Bundesliga and Premier League professional, formerly of Tottenham, Schalke, Dortmund, amongst others. And Stefan Freund is alongside me today, which makes the game all the more enjoyable.
Thank you very much, but you too. And overall, it is an exciting game. Bayern Munich the better side, lots of possession, but a good start from Schalke, 2 chances, the beginning of the game, but then was only Bayern Munich. And the goal came after a corner, fantastic strike from Kimmich. And now it's important for Schalke. Don't concede another one, because later you can change the match plan, and you have options on the bench with Gregoric, Harit, Kutucu, players that can change the game.
Like Matondo here, bursting through. Great stuff from Rabbi Matondo. Needs to take the ball with him. And some good defending by Corentin Tolisso. Both these sides unchanged in the second 45. Well, that was another little burst of bright sunshine from Schalke. Obviously at half-time they've talked about what they have to do. They have nothing to lose.
Nothing changed. 1-0 down, 1 set piece, 1 good counter-attack, and you're back in the game. So overall, it's still a 5-4-1. You can see it now. Only Burgstaller up front. And Bayern Munich will try to come behind Schalke's back 5. And they did it a few times first half and created 5 good chances.
His pass goes astray. Chipka just cleared it, and that's partly been one of the problems that Schalke have had. When they've cleared it, there's nobody there, and they're almost instantly back under pressure in their own half.
Yeah, and Bayern Munich try to press straight away when they lose the ball. That's why it's not always possible to find Burgstaller, to find players in the attacking area.
Schubert's long kick. Burgstaller did well, but again, isolated on his own. That's one of the big problems. Davies lifts it long. Well, Chipka did the right thing there, I think. You don't want to take a chance with Gnabry lurking right behind you.
Yeah, dangerous area, no risk, right decision. But corners, remember the first goal?
Absolutely.
Dangerous.
6 times in the league they've been beaten from corners, Schalke, this season, and obviously today as well. The corner ended badly for them in the 40th minute. Kimmich scored it, he took this corner, it's headed away by Todibo. This is what they'll try and do, is just break as quickly as they can, but Bayern have got the ball back. Or Chipka, a great challenge, timed it perfectly. 3 red shirts on him. And he does very nicely. Keeps possession for Schalke, it's their throw. Thiago. Bayern Munich, a goal to the goods. Through Kimmich after 40 minutes. They've started this second half again as they ended the first, permanently encamped in Schalke's half, and Serge Gnabry thought that might have been a corner. Gnabry, who's been in great form recently, scored against Hoffenheim. Force of his shot causing the Hoffenheim keeper Oliver Baumann to just try and get his body in the way. Well, he did, but it came off his thigh and went in. Gnabry dispossessed. Shove. Guyalab just a little bit too enthusiastic in his challenge. Started the game last weekend against Köln. Started again today. Goretzka just nudged away from the ball.
Yeah, contact there from Todibo. Corner's the right decision.
Thomas Müller kicks the ball out. That was a little something that they practiced, but they obviously hadn't practiced it enough. I like what he was trying to do. Shades of the Liverpool corner.
Yeah, the idea was good because Coutinho...
And you can see the professional misery. He knows he should have done that a lot better, and he knows that he's a much better player than that. Those are the ones that you think, oh, goodness, how did I miss that? But I do get the feeling, I've said this before, that Thomas Müller is the ringleader of the special plays department for Bayern. He does like a well-worked free kick and corner.
Yeah, and is involved in so many goals. And is back on the highest level. 16
assists again this season. Top of the bunch, I think, unless something changed and I missed it, but Europe's top 5 leagues, nobody else has provided more than him. I could be wrong, don't write in. Plenty of discussion, plenty of warming up. They do have options, of course. Michal Gregoric on the bench today, Ahmed Kutucu as well, who a lot of Schalke fans really would like to see start. He's a bit of a fan favourite already. One of those players that when he comes on, he gives everything for his club. He's a local-born lad.
Exactly, and at home, that will give the team a push. And of course, his pace can change something.
I think we'll see him before this game's out. Weston McKennie, that's got a lot on it. There's very few people in the box to capitalise on that again. That was well played by Ochipka. He's having a good game today, Bastian Ochipka. Weston McKennie outnumbered. Thiago with a long ball. Now Nastasic can choose which way to go. Schubert's clearance. Coutinho tries to get underneath it. Joe Kenny comes away with the ball. This is what the Schalke fans have been waiting for. Needed a better pass than that. So frustrating when they miss those chances to break.
But it is difficult when you defend and you have to run and you have to work hard to win the ball. There's the 1-against-1. Guyalab catching Pavard's right leg is a foul. But overall, then, to be calm and cool and play the final pass is never easy. But if they like to get something out of the game, they have to improve it. Schalke.
Kimmich's head was well anticipated by Bergstaller. Little run from Coutinho that he had to check. Straight into offside. Gnabry. Well, this is Davies. Davies wanted to drive the ball through. Movement into the centre, the header again, causing trouble for Marcus Schubert. Had that one instance in the first half where Todibo very nearly put it past his keeper.
And again, the delivery is good to the second post. Difficult for the defenders to clear the ball.
Kimmich with the signal. That one has hit Weston McKennie and will be another corner. So they'll try again. This time it swings a little bit further out. Schalke fortuitous in that it fell to a blue-shirted player. Schalke, of course, themselves no stranger to the final. 12 times they've reached the very last round. 23, of course, for Bayern. Only Werder Bremen have won it more times than Schalke. Bayern, of course, 19 times, Bremen 6, Schalke 5, same as Frankfurt, it must be said. Frankfurt themselves also still in this competition. They have a cup pedigree of late. Great movement from Muller. Goretzka fouled. Wants to take it quickly, won't be allowed to.
Good first touch, front of Schöpf. No other opportunity for Schöpf to foul him.
It's a long way out, but Bayern do have players that can hit balls that distance. Would suit either Alaba or Thiago, but I don't think they're going to go for an immediate shot on goal, are they? Well, he might be.
Alaba can. And
Alaba can do it, and he's
skill, the top spin.
There he goes. It's well, a lot of chop on it.
Yeah,
a little bit too much, yeah. Now they try and catch Bayern on the break, and they just might do so. Oh,
that was tight.
It was tight indeed.
Touch from Kimmich. If not, Burgstaller was 1-against-1 with Neuer.
Matondo was lurking as well.
And that's exactly the moments for Schalke that you can come back in the game. So long you have that feeling, it's a tight game.
Well, I really don't think that this game is beyond Schalke at this point. Just clipped by Thomas Müller, who accepts responsibility. Schalke have got some difficult games coming up. Hoffenheim visit here next weekend. Then that's their big game away at Dortmund in the Revier Derby the weekend after. Well, we haven't seen any yellow cards in this game so far, but...
And that's good news. It's a fair game. Don't forget, there's the hand. Accidentally from Burgstaller into Kimmich's head. Foul, but nothing more, you can see. And
he doesn't know he's there. Yeah. He doesn't know he's there. Guido Burgstaller, one of the Austrian contingents, playing today. Of course, David Alaba knows him well. Alessandro Schöpf as well, all from their time with the Austrian national side. Couple of Austrians as well around, obviously, with Michel Grigoric as well on the sidelines. Nice little flick. Coutinho nearly fell for Gnabry. Thiago. Schalke just having such difficulty clearing their lines. Karl Ball off the top of the bar from Coutinho. Well, it's his trademark move, that little cut in and pump for the corner.
He's coming to his right foot. Kenny lost his feet a little bit, and then, of course, too much space for him. Becker too late. He scored a lot of goals like that in Liverpool, can remember, and a few times in Barcelona.
And he scored a couple for Bayern like that as well.
Yeah.
Coutinho won the cup in Italy and in Spain, the domestic cup competition, and rather unglamorously got his Bayern debut for against Bochum in the cup. It's a little less glamorous. Schalke making inroads now, but they haven't really got a lot of people forward. Matondo waiting for Burgstaller. Burgstaller wants to take it on his own. Weston McKennie's shot is blocked. That'll be a corner for the home side. Right in front of the Nordkurve.
Good block from Tolisso. And hard work before from Burgstaller. Beat Davis 1 against 1. They're coming closer, Schalke.
It's their first corner of the game. They've scored 4 times from corners this season. That's not a huge amount. If they get one now, they'll be very pleased indeed. That one running long, though. It's a firm challenge, but it was a good one. Matondo beaten by Davies. Substitution. It's Nassim Bouyalava who goes off. And Benito Rahman, pure striker, who comes on. That's very much a message being put out now by David Wagner. Their top scorer in this competition this season. 3 goals to his name, Benito Rahman.
He's playing the same position in Bouyalava, in a midfield 4 on the left side. But it's an attacking move.
Certainly more of an offensive player than Bouyalava. Becker worked it well. Weston McKennie now, Matondo can run, and boy can Matondo run. They want it in the centre, they get it in the centre, and Rahman's first touch is poor. That had goal written all over it, and he fluffed his lines.
What opportunity for Rahman, and fantastic pace and run from Matondo. But I think There was a contact from the Bayern Munich player before Rahman got the touch. That's why he couldn't finish it properly.
They've shown these glimmers today again, Schalke. But they're still a goal down. That 40th minute goal from the man on the ball now, Joshua Kimmich. The difference between the two sides today. Bayern with massive, massive, massive possession. But Schalke still with chances. They're creating opportunities. Sooner or later, they've surely got to take one.
Last 5 minutes are positive from Schalke. Don't forget, before was only Bayern Munich. Good start in the game, Phil. Now is the time that you will have, of course, counter-attacking chances.
Burgstaller went down under a challenge, but referee Tobias Stieler unimpressed. Muller, that one bounced off him a little. Tolisso on the deck, and the yellow card is out. Burgstaller needs to be careful. He can't jump in on the referee like that. This is a dangerous place for a free kick as well. Tolisso's on the floor. Matija Nastasic guilty of the contact.
There's the foul from Nastasic, is too late. And Burgstaller got the referee with his chest. It's lucky it's not more than a yellow card, but the right decision from Stieler.
So 2 yellow cards for the price of 1. And a good shooting opportunity now. I wonder if Alaba will fancy this again. He's had a go already once. Coutinho's right foot might be an option as well here. They are talking about it quite intensely down there.
Normally it's a better position for the left-footed Alaba.
Alaba it is, into the wall again. Not for the first time. Rahman tried to react quickest. Thomas Muller just let him put the ball out for a throw-in. Flick comes to nothing. Then the long ball for Matondo to chase, but between Davies and Alaba, that's a tall order. I think you need a jetpack. Goretzka threads it for Gnabry. This is where Bayern are dangerous. Gnabry's shot on target, saved by Schubert.
Easy save for Schubert. But overall, again, well played from Bayern Munich. It's good football to watch. But look at the pace of Matondo. And let's see, is there a touch from Thiago before Rahman got? But it's not offside. There's the contact from
and it's just
Thiago.
behind.
And that's why it's difficult for Rahman to be or to score from that moment.
Kimmich. Good ball. And that really should have been 2-0. Thomas Muller with his head in his hands, but it was Goretzka's header into the ground, and it wasn't on target, and he got a free header. He got away from Todibo.
Yeah, and that's 100% goal-scoring opportunity for Bayern Munich. And that moment, the 2-0, that will be more difficult for Schalke to come back.
20 minutes to play, an equaliser, and you'd think anything could happen, but if Bayern do go 2-0 up, then it will be very difficult. Manuel Neuer hasn't had a huge amount of things to do. when they have broken through. Hasn't really had to make any dramatic saves. Well done. Wasn't long enough for Pavard. That very patient build-up that Bayern have. Just wears teams down. They think they've won the ball back and then they lose it again.
Yeah, because they have to drop deep. Lots of players behind the ball from Schalke. That's why it's difficult to play forward afterwards. And Bayern Munich press well. They improved a lot without the ball. I have to say that under Hansi Flick. They look a little bit more vulnerable under Niko Kovac when they lost the ball.
Really has been a big change in Bayern since the change of coaches. They've got that old swagger back.
And I'm not negative. Niko Kovac did a good job. They won the double. But I watched 5-6 games in a row now live from Bayern Munich. They're on top of the game with and without the ball.
They're with the ball at the moment. Overhead from Goretzka. We've seen him score some great goals.
And great skill. Look at the timing. Wow, very, very good finish.
62,271 inside the stadium today to watch this game. On a school night as well. Davies back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer back to Davies. This is where Schalke need to really put the pressure on as a team if they're trying to get anything out of this with that high pressing. They've interrupted Bayern's flow. Thiago back to Neuer. Neuer to Davies, and Bayern trying to play their way out of the back as they so often do. Kenny penalised for his attention on Davies.
Maybe a little bit too much contact there, but he's trying to press and he's trying to play the ball with his right leg, but got the calf from Davies, so it's a free kick, right decision.
Not according to about 50,000 Schalke fans, but the referee's decision is final. Good ball in, Toddy ball. Straight to the feet of Davies. Bayern moved the ball fast. Just for a couple of passes and then slow it back down again. Pavard. Augsburg at home, Bavarian derby for Bayern next time, and then away to Union Berlin. Glorious little nutmeg from Coutinho. Tolisso. Gnabry denied by Jonjo Kenny. Lifted back into the box. Tolisso.
Good runs from Tolisso the whole game so far from the midfield position. Always behind Todibo, always behind the back three, and it's difficult to defend. Again, corner.
12th corner of the game for Bayern. They had 6 in the first half. This is their 6th in the second half. Bayern also not the big corner scorers. 5 so far in the Bundesliga this season, and 1 in this game. Now that came under Alessandro Schupp's feet very nicely indeed. He's got support from Kenny outside him. Kenny's running on. Matondo continues his run into the centre. Rahman is there. Weston McKennie waits for support. Rahman wallops it back in, and the clearance is found by the Bayern defence. They're just walloping it into the centre in the hope that somebody's head will get on it.
And again, it was a good counter-attack. And that's the way they can come back in the last 15 minutes.
Goretzka found the clashing rocks of Matej Nastasic and Jean-Claire Todibo closed in front of him like 2 massive panel doors.
Yeah, and credit to Schalke for, remember before the game, Bayern Munich are the favourites maybe to win easy that football game. And it's 15 minutes to go, and 1 good counter-attack, 1 good set piece, and then it's 1-1. So overall, very good performance from Schalke too. Work hard against the best team in Germany at the moment.
Absolutely.
And they did.
Would be a shame actually if they couldn't find an equaliser. They've certainly worked hard enough for one.
Yeah, but to be in the game still, 50 minutes before finish. Oh, that's good.
There's a mistake. Neuer comes out.
One mistake from Munich.
Well, that's pure Manuel Neuer. He had his eyes on the ball. He knew what was going on, and he was in the right place. Well positioned to cut out any danger.
Here was Kimmich. The bad back pass. Good that Neuer is not too deep in his box.
This game's not over yet. Just over 15 minutes, I should imagine, with time added on.
So Coutinho on the right, Serge Gnabry on the left. There's another positive point from the Bayern view. Lots of changes, lots of rotation. Never easy for Schalke to catch the Bayern Munich attacking play. That's why they have so much possession.
Well, they have. It's massive. It's like 80%, which is absolutely ginormous, even by Bayern standards. They've been just a little more attentive to the ball there, they might just have come away with that as it came back off the corner flag. They would have been able to play on. As it is, it's another corner for Bayern. Well done. In the centre, into the side netting from Serge Gnabry. Pavard is down.
Good delivery again, pace. Pavard is winning the header. And on the second post, I think, was Serge Gnabry. Look at the pace of the corner. And
Kenny just did enough to put Gnabry off his stride, otherwise it could have been the second goal. Ahmed Kutucu getting stripped off and ready to come on. Will he be the cavalry to David Wagner's side? Does bring the threat of goals with him. That was a good ball from Todibo. That was a gorgeous cross-field ball. Now a chance for Matondo to run on. Matondo against Alaba. He's done everything apart from lay the ball back to Rahman in the centre.
But his pace is frightening. And that gives Schalke always an opportunity, looking for difficult for Alaba to defend the pace of Matondo. That was maybe fraction offside, Matondo.
Becker trying to release Burgstaller, who must be suffering from tired legs right now, I should imagine.
Yeah, maybe he will come off, I'm not sure, because he's working hard up front and looks a bit tired now.
And he has been working hard up front for 80 minutes. That'll be a throw for Schalke. Neuer again. Jump from Tolisso, and he wins the ball back. Got to the part of the game, Stefan, where I start to say things like time is running away for Schalke at the moment, and I get the feeling that
it looks like that, but I'm not sure that you're wrong. There's only 9 or 10 minutes to play, but to be in the game from Schalke's point, 1-0 down only against Bayern Munich, and they are so strong at the moment. That's why I think it's still possible to score the equalizer.
Rabbi Matondo will come off.
That's not good news for me. I think he was the most dangerous player.
Couture.
Schalke.
Schalke's throw. Now they can make the substitution. So there'll be a big cheer as Ahmed Couture comes on to the field. 3 goals this season in the Bundesliga, all as a sub off the bench. Can he produce something today for the Royal Blues? Solid performance from them. You've got to remember all the key players that are out for them. Caligiuri and Kabak, Mascarell, Sada, Sane and Stambouli. Bayern as well without Lewandowski, but they showed at the weekend that anyone in the squad can score.
He's playing the same position as Matondo, but maybe he's going a little bit more forward in the striker position next to Burgstaller. Couture.
Pavard. Todibo looking for a way out, finds it via Rahman. Rahman gives him the ball back. It's difficult to get away from those red shirts. Nice piece of skill from Todibo. Joshua Zirkzee is lining up, ready to come on as well, and he will replace Corentin Tolisso.
And that's an attacking move from Hansi Flick.
Nicely done. Substitution is made. Tolisso comes off. He'll be pleased with his performance today, Corentin Tolisso.
Yep, me too, because his running or his movement from the attacking midfield position behind Schalke's defense being perfect timed, never offside, and it was really difficult for Todibo and Nastasic particular to stop him.
Shoves ball forwards. Only as far as Kimmich. Little flick from Thiago, then Davies. Xerxes gives it away.
And tactically, Xerxes is playing as a striker. Müller's position, and Müller on the ball now is playing behind. So in midfield now, Müller.
It's a little bit more like they played against Hoffenheim at the weekend.
Exactly. Well done, Phil. And it is Thomas Müller's favorite position. Don't forget, he loves to play behind Lewandowski or behind a striker like Xerxes now.
Well, Xerxes scored his first 2 Bundesliga goals in 3 minutes. Added to his tally at the weekend. Thiago is writhing in agony on the floor. The yellow card comes out for Weston McKennie.
I think he's late and got the ankle, the right ankle from Thiago. Deserved yellow card.
You see they've got the metal studs on today as well. So Becker comes off and Gregoritsch comes on. It's all or nothing time now for Schalke. They have to score in the next 5 minutes, otherwise it's another cup run over and done. Referee wanted to play on and then changed his mind, which is why the protestations. Nice little flick from Müller. Coutinho definitely caught.
Yeah, Schöpf's playing a little bit the ball, but also Coutinho's legs, so it's fine, the decision. Good performance from the referee so far. And I think he's going all in now. So back 4 now. And
they'll just push everything forward as far as they can.
And four strikers on the pitch now.
Let's see how they do from this free kick, though. They've not conceded from a direct free kick in the Bundesliga this season. Both these sides had narrow victories in the last rounds. Bayern seem to be heading to one now. It's not the best quality free kick you'll ever see from a Bayern player. Schubert, long ball. Expect to see a lot of that in the next 5 minutes. McKennie's just being warned a final time by the referee. Well, they can't afford to get a player sent off now. That would be catastrophic. Still, Bayern in front with the smallest of margins. They've dominated the game in terms of possession, but Schalke have had their chances. Nastasic caught a wallop in the lower back, which is causing him some discomfort. You have to offside against Müller, but we also have to remember is Bayern don't have to do anything. They just have to stop Schalke from scoring, and they're through to the next round.
But they do the right thing. They're going forward, have possession in Schalke's half, and it's difficult for Schalke at the moment to come out of that pressure. Then you can't create any chance.
Schubert's kicked it long, behind everyone. That helps no one.
Yeah, and David Wagner on the sideline is telling his players now, come on, try to press a little bit higher, forechecking. Let's win the ball early back now, if it's possible.
Goretzka lofts it towards Gnabry. Giorgio Kenny paying Gnabry very close attention. Oh, they've lost it now. Gregoritsch is through. He's got two in front of him, needs to find a pass, needs a wonder goal, and it's just not happened for Schalke. Free kick for Bayern. And you can hear the reaction. Yellow card for Rahman.
The Schalke players are not happy. Let's see that Rahman is playing the ball. Yes, he's playing the ball, there's no foul. And that's why I can understand the Schalke players. That's the moment you can come back in the game. Win the ball early back, 3-4 players up front, and you can create a chance. So that was the only wrong decision from Stieler.
3 minutes to go. But at the worst possible time, Schalke denied a goal-scoring opportunity. The tackle was good. They need to go forward. It doesn't matter anymore. Just throw players forward, try and put Bayern under pressure. If they break and score a second, then so be it. Otherwise, they're out of the cup. John Kenny will try and get underneath this one. He does that with a header, but now Thomas Müller picks up the ball. Good first-time effort from Müller. Picked up by Coutinho. Bayern trying to seal it for themselves. Xerxes not going to get there, but it's going to be a corner. No, yes, corner for the visitors with just a couple of minutes left.
Exciting game for still, because we spoke about this, the goal-scoring opportunity for Schalke will come. They couldn't create a big chance last 20 minutes, but they came close.
Very close, hit the crossbar at one point as well. Thiago inside, Thomas Müller.
I think that was offside.
It was offside. Referee's assistant just waited for him to touch the ball. So now everybody forward. Last chance saloon, the last throw of the dice, and all those other idioms you can think of, because it's now or never. That was a clever ball. Very clever indeed from Kimmich. Xerxes will chase it, but he won't get there in front of Todibo, who's had a very good game himself, although he nearly scored 2 own goals. There's still a minute.
Yeah, and overall a very good performance.
Müller
from Schalke.
All on his own, Müller over the top. And the ball immediately there, and immediately Schuster.
Yeah, but in the way
Schubert wants to take it.
But in a way that you have to defend against Bayern Munich, be solid, work your socks off. So everything was good. Attitude from Schalke. Be in the game. Rahman is quickly skillful.
Kenny tried to get in there, and another foul. This will be a free kick. Oh, it's nail-biting out there right now. It needs something very, very special. Kutucu's gone down.
Yeah, contact from Gnabry is a foul. Last chance for Schalke. Can you imagine now, Phil?
Well, the roof on this place will go sky high if they can get something. It needs to be precise, accurate. This is no time to make a mistake and stray offsides. What can they do? Rahman's ball. It's deep. Handball was a massive shout for handball. Todibo again with that little reverse flick. And it seems as if Schalke's time has come and gone. I don't think you can give a handball for that.
Came on the shoulder, or nearly close to his neck from Goretzka.
Now, if that had gone in, it would have been the goal of the season.
Yeah, but crossed the ball properly. Last chance. Tried something special to Todibo.
It's all over. An agonising loss for Schalke. It's finished Schalke 0, Bayern München 1. The record champions marching towards Berlin as they've done on so many other occasions. A deserved victory in the end for them.
Yeah, no question. 10-3 goal-scoring opportunities. So Schalke had a really good start with 2 chances to go 1-0 up, and we spoke about the Burgstaller chance on the crossbar after 12 minutes. afterwards was only Bayern Munich. Second half, after Kimmich's goal, after a corner, Schalke created one chance for Rahman, one good counter-attack, remember the pass from Matondo. But overall, think about possession, think about technique, think about going forward. Bayern Munich was the better side. Exciting game to watch and deserved victory for Bayern Munich.
They had about 80% of the ball.
Jesus.
They had 100% of the goals, and that's what counts in the cup.
Yeah.
They go through to the next round. I hope you at home enjoyed this game as much as Stefan Freund and I did. Stefan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Phil.
Remember, semi-finals are coming, but there's still a couple of games tomorrow that you might want to tune into. There's plenty more action left in the DFB Cup. But from Stefan Freund and myself, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Join us next time for more thrills, spills and action from Germany. Bye for now.
Good night.
am Boden zerstört. Deine Liebe wird aus Blut gemacht. Fassung, Stimme, Verstand, das ist mir genau. Nur um dir alles zu geben. Du Wahnsinn, bist du bist Fußball. Und wer dich liebt, muss Einsatz sein. Familie, das ist unser Spiel. Die besten kommen auf ganz spontan. Wenn dann jemand gar nicht, der mit und weiterdenkt, mit dem Hilfe nicht gemacht wird, der Aufsteller, Sonderzeit und Rücken.
Sehr, sehr wichtige Punkte, die wir von ihm da mit entsprechend